When we look at tests and exams, the first thing to remember is time management. Remember your timetable we spoke of in section 7? Follow the example of the athlete Ernst van Dijk, mentioned in section 2. Preparation means you focus on becoming fit. This revision timetable can help you decide when and how you must start preparing for the exam. If you have been studying continuously, as suggested in previous sections, this phase of the learning process is merely revision. You're not starting from scratch. Do not start learning new material the day or evening before writing a test. Rather, focus on recalling information by studying the existing clues. Do you remember my discussion on the curve of forgetting we discussed in section 6? If you are study fit, tests and exams are part of the learning process and not simply the product. You are just learning more and should be thankful for the opportunity. This mind shift makes a big difference. You will be amazed, no, pleasantly surprised to realize how much of the work you can recall when you go through your existing clues. While going through your clues, you need focus only on the parts of which you are unsure. Establish associations, test yourself, and focus on the specific outcomes of the modules or subjects. One remembers a certain amount of information when one reads, hears, or sees it, but more when one applies it. In other words, does it. That makes it clear why it is good to explain your work to someone, also for the one who acts as mentor. Remember the saying, the best way to learn is to teach? This is especially true during the revision process, recalling and applying that which you learned. Makes sense, doesn't it? Keep to your usual sleeping pattern the night before you write a test or exam, because you must not be tired when you write. Do your EPLE, check section 8, before you start learning, and also before you start writing. It reduces stress, helps you relax, which in turn allows you to concentrate better. Avoid discussing possible problems with others before you start writing. Even if you know your work, some people may upset you and cause you to doubt your abilities. Read the instructions and the questions very carefully before you start. Decide how much time you can spend on each question, and remember to allow time to go through the work after you've finished, to make sure you have not made unnecessary mistakes. Do the easier questions first. This will make you positive and give you courage to tackle the more difficult questions. If you get stuck and start stressing, stop and do a quick EPLE, even if you only breathe deeply. This will help you relax, and then you can think clearly. Try not to get stuck on one thing. Rather, come back to it later. Plan your answers. Don't write everything that comes to mind. Give quality rather than quantity. It helps to do a cool quickly or draw a rough mind map. Use this to see the essence of what is needed to answer the question. You will be amazed at how much information you can call to mind and how you then focus on what is asked. While answering the question, you will be more relaxed and focused. Do you remember the downshifting mentioned in section 8? In this case, you will be doing the reverse, an upshift. If you have not done well, make sure why. Talk to other students and your lecturer afterwards to make sure you don't repeat the mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. It's an important part of the learning process. Be exam and test wise. Test yourself by working out questions, asking yourself questions and answering them. In this way, you practice your skills, enabling you to answer questions well. Finally, it can be to your advantage to go through section 5, where tips for tests and exams are given for problem-solving subjects. Visit our website